core chat experience, what we're doing with AI and chat, how we're helping you all collaborate with your teams, and also a little bit about what we're up to with third-party apps and partners. So let's get started. So at Google Chat, our mission is to be the best communication platform for you all to collaborate, to connect, and to create together with your teams. Really, for us, it's all about building for you. So throughout this talk, at the end of it, of the expo, please give us feedback and tell us what you want to see, because that's what we're here for. So if you're sitting here in the audience, maybe you are an end user using Google Chat every day. You're probably used to a massive volume of messages and tools at work. I actually recently, in the last week, read a UC Irvine study that said that information workers, on average, are spending 3 minutes on a task before they're interrupted or have to shift to something else. I mean, that is so short and so overwhelming. So our goal with Google Chat is to create a really simple, easy-to-use experience that lets you focus when you need to, but also get your task done really quickly when you need to. If you're sitting in the audience and you're an admin or a business lead, you're probably managing the complexity of many different point solutions in your organization. And so our goal is to provide a centralized management configuration system shared across all of Workspace, and also no additional cost. If you have Workspace, then you have Chat. So make it really easy for you there too. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into all of this and what's coming up. First up, as I mentioned, a really simple, easy-to-use experience. Now, since we saw you all at Next last year, if you came last August, we've had more than 40 launches in Google Chat. The team has been hard at work. We hope I want to tell you a little bit about what we launched last year and what we've learned from you since then. So first up, last year we launched a home shortcut that's a one-stop shop for you to access all of your one-on-one messages, your group messages, your spaces in one spot. Now, we learned you want even more. You're a loving home and you want it to be where you start your work, where you end your work every single day. So this year we're bringing 2 new things. First is threads in home. When somebody responds in line to a thread, that is going to be available right in home. And the other is the ability to one-click respond to the thread right in home without having to leave it, enabling you to really quickly get through your messages when you start your day or in between meetings. The second thing is last year we introduced a shortcut to look at your app mentions. Now, we learned that organizations work in all different ways, so some organizations really leverage app mentions to get your attention, but other organizations really rely on unreads. And so we wanted to elevate unreads for those organizations that need it. This year, we are bringing the unread toggle right in your conversation list, and we are bringing an unread filter to the app mentions shortcut. So if that's how you rely on kind of triaging your chat inbox, you can do that. Okay, third, last but not least, in terms of your core chat experience, last year we introduced a new panel, a redesigned panel, so that you can see all of your chats and spaces in one view without switching tabs. And again, we want to empower you to do even more, which is really customize this navigation panel. And so this year, we're launching custom sections. As an example of this, prior to this conference, our team was prepping for Cloud Next, and we had a number of different group DMs and spaces going on about it. I was able to actually use this to categorize all of them together into one custom section and know that that's top of mind, that's something I can focus on, and I can triage all of it right in one spot. So, these are a number of ways that we are changing the core chat experience to make it, again, easier for you to manage your time and attention. Now, AI, since the beginning of early last year, AI has been at the forefront of everyone's mind. And we realized that there's a number of things we can do to make it even easier to manage your time and attention using AI technology. And this year, we're really excited to launch a number of these. So first up, conversation summaries. Some of you may be familiar with conversation summaries, and this year we're actually going to make them available to you where you need it, when you need it. So in terms of when, they'll be available on demand. I imagine many of you are already familiar with that experience where you step away from chat, you have a long meeting where you're focusing, you come back to chat, and oh man, you have a long list of messages. Now you can go into your home view and very easily kind of say, let me just get a quick summary of this to see whether I need to dive in deeper right now or not. Conversation summaries can let you do that, and it's powered by Gemini, so it will have the highest quality and relevance and accuracy for your conversations. This is coming up in customer preview later this quarter. Another way we're helping you manage your time and attention is priority home. So for those of you using Home today, everything is sorted by recency. Well, one of the upgrades we're making is allowing you to toggle a view that allows you to see all your conversations by relevance. The intelligence models that we will have will sort it based on what we think is most important to you, based on the number of number of participants in the conversation, who else is participating, how frequently, and other such things that allow you to figure out, this is probably what's more important. Take a look at this first. So can't wait for you all to try it out and give us feedback on that. So I talked a little bit about how all these new AI features can help you manage your time and attention, but we think there's an incredible opportunity to have AI reduce some of the cross-cultural barriers of working. So this year we are going to come out with Translate for Me, which will allow all of you to do automatic real-time translation of chat messages across 100 different languages. Earlier today, I was talking to someone who was telling me that their organization was working across 8 different languages because 8 different countries in Europe. And every person can have a message translated to their default language of choice, which we hope makes your jobs a lot faster to get done. So I talked a little bit about all the aspects of working with AI when it comes to working with other people and saving, kind of managing your time, managing your attention. I'm really, really excited to tell you that we're bringing the best of Google right within chat by launching Gemini in chat this year. And we think about this in terms of 2 different ways. The first way is how can Gemini help you as an individual getting your work done? Sometimes you miss a lot of things and you want to ask for a summary, or somebody sends you a document and says, hey, did you read this yet? And you haven't read it yet, but you need to quickly respond. Well, Gemini can help you because you can ask Gemini all the embarrassing questions that maybe you don't quite want to ask your coworkers. You can get that kind of extra assistant that's really customized to what you want to know and what you want to ask. But other times, maybe you want a collaborative partner with your whole team, not just an individual helper. And Gemini in chat will be there as your team's new creative partner. Some of you, I'm sure many of you, have gone through a meeting or a long set of chats, and there's a bunch of action items to follow up on. And sometimes you have to, chase everyone down. Hey, Malika, did you finish your action item? Angela, did you get that done last week? It gets tedious to manage all of that. Gemini can help you and can do that for you by tracking all of the action items, making sure that folks follow up, and hopefully reducing some of that burden for you as the individual. We can't wait to see how you will use Gemini in chat. We have some ideas here, but the power of Gemini in chat is that you can ask Gemini to do whatever you want. So we really look forward to seeing what you do, seeing what we learn from you, and then making that experience even better in the years to come. So these are all the ways we are improving kind of the core chat experience, as well as really supercharging what you can do in chat with AI. Now, I would like to invite Malika Manoharan, one of my colleagues on stage, to talk to us a little bit about how you can use chat to work even more seamlessly across all of your teammates.
Thank you, Nina, for walking us through all the ways chat and Gemini is going to help people manage their time and attention. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here to talk to you about some of our team collaboration features. As you know, spaces are where teams collaborate. Since we announced our vision for Spaces back in 2021, we have launched a spate of new features that increase the usefulness of Spaces for your teams. Today, more than 70% of chat users use Spaces in companies belonging to at least 100 seats. Today, I'm going to talk to you about collaboration features that help users and teams collaborate across communication modes, collaborate across barriers, whether it's domain barriers or privacy barriers, and establish Spaces as a knowledge repository by deeply integrating with other workspace apps. Let's take a closer look. No two teams work the same way. Some of you are remote, some of you work in the office, some of you follow a hybrid strategy. That is why we are launching more ways to connect in chat. Huddles lets you join a voice call in a single click. And with another click, you can share your video, present your screen, or upgrade to a full Meet experience. Huddles also allow remote users to stay connected with their coworkers in an ambient way. So you can imagine a team jump on a call in the morning and stay connected all day long with a voice channel in the background. And we've also heard loud and clear from you that you want audio messages, especially our customers from Latin America. And I'm very thrilled to say that audio messages are available on mobile today. Audio messages allow you to share complex information or detailed updates while you're on the go. You can record a message for up to 3 minutes, and transcriptions are also coming later in the year. Teams need a way to manage and organize information. And we are launching a few features to address that need. I'm very excited to announce SharePower, generally available today on mobile and web. SharePower provides a single access point for all shared files, links, and artifacts that were recently shared, providing easy findability and really establishing Spaces as the place and the knowledge repository for all your project or team-related artifacts. But you've told us that easy findability is alone not enough. You also want to be able to pin something important so that your teammates can find it easily. And that is why I'm thrilled to announce that we will have an AI-powered board that will allow you to pin messages and artifacts that your team can easily access. Think of this as a bulletin board that really helps your team stay on top of the latest and greatest within the project. This feature is also powered by AI suggestions and summaries. We believe that chat can be a really powerful productivity tool when we integrate deeply with the other workspace applications. The first such feature I'm going to talk about is the improved calendar reminders. This feature will provide all the documentation that you need to prepare for and participate in an upcoming meeting by bringing it all to chat right where you are. We are also adding a countdown notification that will tell you how much time is left before your next meeting starts. Another feature that I'm personally really excited about is the ability to forward emails from your inbox to your space. The email text will show up as a message in your chat stream. Even the most chat-first organizations still rely on email for many different kinds of updates. You can now take this one step further and create filters in your inbox that automatically forward emails of a certain kind, whether it's communications from your CEO, from your boss, or email notifications from certain applications directly to your space. You've also told us how critical it is to allow cross-domain collaboration for certain functions like sales or vendor management. We've heard you, and I'm thrilled to announce that we will have guest access in customer preview in the next few weeks. With this feature, you can invite an external user directly to a specific space, and they can follow a few simple registration steps right from their inbox. Guest organizations can have up to 100 members at no cost. Request to join is another feature that allows you to ask permission from a space manager to join a private space. Imagine when your coworker is telling you about a space where some action is happening. And today it's a dead end. You cannot join that space. But this feature will allow you to request entry. And we think this is a great way to expand culture and inclusiveness within your companies. Last but not the least, we know how critical it is for you all to be able to send organization-wide announcements. This is why last year we scaled spaces from 8,000 to 50,000 members. And we also announced spaces for up to 500,000 members. We made it available in customer preview last year, and I'm very excited to say that this will be generally available in a few weeks. As you can see, all of the features that we have announced and talked about today are based on your needs and the feedback we got from you. So please do continue to share what you need to us through the various channels available. And with that, I would love to introduce Angela to the podium, and she will talk to you about chat platform and chat apps.
Thanks, Monica. So much of the time, we think about chat as a simple messaging tool. But as Monica just shared, chat's also really great for team collaboration. And where chat apps come in is we can enhance that collaboration and really amplify the value that we deliver to users with really, really powerful integrations. So here's just a couple of examples of what chat apps can do for your organization. Apps can help streamline IT support by having users talk to help desk chatbots as the first line of defense. Apps can make collaboration easier by sending notifications into teams and spaces so that everybody is always in the know. Apps can keep users focused because with chat apps, we'll be able to use our user interactive features to take actions in third-party tools while inside chat. And finally, apps can help build team culture by engaging users with things like polling for kudos. So let's just actually take a look at some real apps to show you what I mean. For example, the Zoho Desk chat app allows customer support agents to use our new At Home feature to see the top support tickets across their entire organization. They can then search for tickets using specific keywords, and then once they find a ticket, they can add a comment, update the status, or assign the ticket to another agent, all directly in chat. And because At Home is supported across all platforms, the agent can do these tasks from any device they're on, including their mobile. Apps can also fuel team collaboration by notifying teams about things that they care about. So with the HubSpot integration that will be coming later this year, we'll be able to set up notifications in spaces so that every time there's any new activity in your CRM, such as a new contact created, the entire team will know immediately. And setup is super easy. You'll be able to pick which spaces and which notifications you want to get directly from the HubSpot app. And that will auto-add the app into the right space so that you don't have to do any additional setup. Now, once you get a notification, you probably want to do something with it, right? Well, chat apps can help there too. For example, every time you share a link to a Jira issue, the Jira app will automatically expand that link to give you information such as the last comment, who it's assigned to, and the priority. From this card, you can then click Edit to do things like change the priority or assign an owner to somebody else, all while staying in the chat conversation. Chat apps also allow you to inject some fun into the workplace. Yes, we do use chat for work and get things done, but building a great team culture is also really, really important. So Hey Taco does this with tacos as kudos. Hey Taco can detect when somebody mentions their colleague with a taco emoji, and that will send that person a notification saying, you got a taco. You can then use At Home to see who got the most number of tacos across your organization, which is pretty cool, right? So this is just a taste of what chat apps can do for your organization. And there's a ton more apps available in our marketplace, literally spanning from A for ADP to Z for Zendesk. And that number is growing. Since last year, we've launched many new or updated chat apps in the ecosystem, including Bitbucket, Zoho CRM, Zoho Desk, Loom Apps, Loom, Achievers, AO Docs, and an updated Google Drive app. And in the next few months, you can expect to see many more apps, including HubSpot, IFT, HeyTaco, and major updates to essential chat apps such as Jira and GitHub. So with so many new or improved apps that have launched in the last year, we've seen tremendous growth in our platform, with a 75% year-over-year growth in the number of users using chat app integrations. And we're going to continue investing in this area with new ways for users to discover and use apps. So many of you have told us that adding apps into a space is too many steps. It's hard to know like which apps do I use, and it's so much friction in that process. So with our new space creation flow, chat now suggests relevant apps when the user is creating space. These suggestions are personalized to you and your organization, and they make it really easy for you to add the right apps at the right time. We've also heard that sometimes you want to interact with chat apps outside of a chat conversation. So we've launched App Home tab, which you already saw with Zoho Desk earlier. And the cool thing is App Home can be accessed in the DM you already have with the app, and again, can be used across devices and across platforms. We've also enhanced our APIs to be way more powerful than before. So previously, a top developer issue is that your app wouldn't actually know what was going on in space unless somebody directly mentioned it. This was really limiting for many apps because they wouldn't know what was going on. And so we're really, really happy to announce the general availability of our Events API, which will send you real-time notifications to your app, unlocking powerful functionality such as using keywords to trigger automated workflows, or just being able to proactively respond to a space with context of what's going on. We've also continued to build on last year's launch of the REST APIs by letting your app programmatically do more space management. So in developer preview right now are the ability to create discoverable spaces as well as promote members to space managers. And finally, we're really excited to announce that if you're an admin, you can now use these same chat REST APIs to programmatically manage all spaces across your organization. Before, the only way to see all the spaces in your organization was to go through the admin console. It was pretty limiting, and it was basically impossible to do things like bulk managing your spaces. So with our REST APIs, now you'll be able to list all the spaces across your organization, pull them into a custom dashboard, and automate mundane tasks like deleting old spaces with no recent activity. Now, everyone knows Gen AI is the hot topic of the year, and we're super happy to announce that we've made it really, really easy for you to build your own conversational chat apps using natural language to converse with your users. And we do this using a Dialogflow CX integration. Now, Dialogflow CX is a virtual agent that can use natural language to respond to a query contextually. It can also perform specific tasks using foundational and LLM models. These virtual agents can be deployed really, really quickly to Google Chat as a chat app. So for example, here we have a chat app that helps people rent cars. And so a user can write, I'd like to rent a car. And the chat app can respond, where do you want to pick it up? And this is a human-like conversation where the chat app can both understand and respond with human-like speech. So switching tabs, last year we announced that you can migrate your data into Google Chat using our import mode. Since that announcement, we've had a number of organizations actually switch to chat and take their data with them. Now there's a couple ways to do data migration if this is something you're interested in. You can use our partners, CloudFuse and Cloudyway, which are generally available today. Coming later this year, you'll be able to use the data migration service in the admin console. And if you're super, super technical, you can also use our existing migration APIs to build your own migration service. Finally, we are super excited to announce the general availability of our cross-platform interoperability solution, which is GA right now. We hear from many customers that you guys are using a lot of different chat platforms across your organization, and it's super painful. You're saying, information gets siloed. I don't know, should I ping this person on Teams? Should I ping this person on Slack? Should I ping this person on chat? So now through our partner Mio, you'll be able to reach anyone in your organization through Google Chat, even if they're using Teams or Slack as their primary chat platform. And this supports DMs, group chats, as well as spaces. Now, we recognize that your chat data, just like your Gmail and Drive data, is super sensitive and important. So we want to tell you that Mio is SOC 2 Type 2 certified and also undergoes a yearly security assessment with an approved third-party organization. so you can be sure that your data is secure and confidential. So just a quick shout out, if you're interested in learning more about interoperability, we have another session going on tomorrow called 120, where we'll be talking to Mia with our partnerships team. So just to recap everything that we talked about today, here's why you should use Google Chat. Google Chat has the essentials. We have the modern experience that helps you keep on top of all of your chats. We have spaces that help teams come together to collaborate. And we have a growing ecosystem of apps. But on top of just the essentials, we also offer some unique value. Nina talked about some AI capabilities that will help you keep up with work and also be your creative partner. And Malika talked to us about some tight integrations with the rest of Workspace to create a really amazing user experience. And the best part is, Chat just comes with Workspace. There's no additional cost if you already have a Workspace license. So with that, let me invite all my colleagues back up on stage, as well as Frey, who is a Workspace platform manager for Trimble. So I just introduced Frey, and Frey, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your role in Trimble, and then how Trimble uses Chat?
All right. Trimble is a company, global company of about 13,000 users. We're involved in various joint ventures with larger groups of users past that. We first started our journey with Chat, honestly, 7 or 8 years ago, when we were kind of a bunch of separate companies under one banner, but heading sort of in the same direction and not collaborating. We decided to move to the Google Workspace platform as the only platform that was really built from the ground up for collaboration, and then started out with the tools that we had there, which were GChat and Hangouts. We jumped at the opportunity to be involved with the first alpha introduction of Google Chat, and about 9 months before it went to GA, and haven't looked back since. What I can say about Google Chat in our organization right now is that it has, last year, I think, officially taken over email as the #1 communications platform that we use. Last year, I think we did 72 million chat messages across 60,000 chat spaces that have been created since we first went on Chat. And the last time I ran the statistics, which was just this morning, we have, I think it's a 7-day, 13,000 users that have actively used the platform. So it's in constant use on everybody's desktop all day.
Wow, that is an incredible amount of messaging and users. So thank you for being great customers, great partners in that journey. So I'm curious, sounds like Trimble's using Chat very deeply. Today, I spoke a little bit about AI in Chat, and I believe that Trimble's also familiar with AI and Gemini in Workspace. I'm curious what Trimble's experience has been like and how you're thinking about some of the features we talked about today.
We're actively engaged with AI. We tend to be kind of a bleeding edge company. We're 50% developers, so anytime there's a new technology, there's a giant rush to get to it first. But the exciting thing I think about Gemini really is the integration of Workspace. Because one of the things that I worry about as the Google Workspace manager is I don't want solutions that will only work for one subset of users. I want a solution that's going to work for everybody, be it processing POs all day, to working on legal documents, to working at the enterprise edge with customers, and then to those developers and other engineers that are putting together hardware and software solutions. So using the platform that everybody has access to and uses every day, and combining that with an AI that can provide productivity improvements to everybody across the enterprise is obviously a win no matter which way you'll get it for us.
That's awesome. Is there a particular AI feature that you personally feel like you're excited about?
I think that the feature that I've enjoyed the most is, I'll give you two. The first one is the recent side panel that's popped out, which allows me to do searches in Google. We have about 4 petabytes of information stored in the cloud, so it's often like looking for a needle in a haystack of needles. And the search engine working with kind of real questions through the AI make it a lot easier to find things than to try to figure out the right combination of keyword search commands in the search box. But the other thing that I was playing with is the ability with the AI to kind of pull together insights from kind of diverse topics. Like one thing I tried, and I would happily recommend anybody try something like this, is give me the onboarding process to Workspace in the context of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it actually came up with something that was really, really reasonable that ended up making our onboarding, the style in which we bring people on as far as what materials we introduce to people first. It was a very good answer. And bringing together those kind of concepts is something that the AI actually does a pretty good job of. It gives us a lot of stuff to work with.
That's awesome. That's amazing to hear. You saw some of the collaboration features we are talking about. Tell us a little bit about how teams collaborate at Trimble using chat and what works great and what are some unmet needs.
The thing that's great about chat is the casual nature of it. We have spaces, we have DMs, we have groups that kind of get upgraded and moved and people are invited to for a constant basis. It's by far the best way to communicate. We do a number of integrations. Since 2000, I think Trimble has done 120 separate integrations, acquisitions. And the way that we communicate messages to people are through chat, and then email is kind of a backbone. When we're doing support, we don't use our ticketing system. We do chat for that kind of hypercare period where you're trying to get people up and online as quickly as possible. Now, the new APIs that have been introduced with chat, we can really start getting about the business of integrating like our Jira ticketing system or our Freshdesk or Zendesk, which some of the other groups use to internally grown applications is what we're really excited about. Chat has turned into kind of our communications hub, the way that Gmail or really any mail platform used to be. It's now chat. So the more things that we can bring in so that they're actually integrated with the daily flows, the better it is. I think that chat is becoming kind of a single pane of glass for getting any kind of work done in the enterprise.
Any areas that you would like us to focus on?
Yeah, you can have a download button in the admin console for my list of chat spaces because I've got 60,000 of them and I know some of them aren't being used.
Now you can use the chat APIs to do that.
I actually just found out last week, for those of you who are admins and use GAM or GAM Extended, that you can actually download the complete contents of a chat space into a Google Sheet. So if you wanted to store that stuff, you can do that in GAM now, just introduced with the API.
So you touched on this already with a couple of the apps and integrations you guys were thinking about building. Can you tell us a little bit more about how your organization is using chat apps and integrations today?
Well, there's two basic kinds. First of all is the platforms that we already use. I mentioned Jira. We have actually a screen full of logos. We use most of those. So Workday is a big one. Jira, as I mentioned, there's a bunch of other items we'd like to build things in. But we also have a bunch of homegrown things, like our internal change control, that it would be great instead of getting out of what you're doing, going into a different application and logging in and then working through whatever interface was done over there and then going back about your business. You can do everything seamlessly. One of the things I love about the email was the fact that right now a lot of our notifications are done via email. So everybody in our admin crew, which is about, with support, about 120 people, get a copy of every change control, every router that goes down, every firewall that goes sideways, and everybody marks that stuff immediately to be deleted until they have to go into the trash box to find out what's going on. With the emails and integration with Spaces, I'm going to switch this all around so they go to one email address and then you give 80 people access to that. So people can look at the list, pick up what they need, and you can actually start conversations based on the message to resolve whatever's going on. That's really exciting, and that's probably the number one feature people have been asking for is the ability to send emails directly to chat spaces.
That's amazing. Awesome. So, Frey, thank you for telling us all about, the history and the current use. How do you think about the vision of where you see Trimble and Google Workspace probably getting together in, say, 5 years from now?
Well, we first moved into Google Workspace because we needed to collaborate in order to thrive as a company. As I said, 13,000 people and growing around the world, all the different cultures and the languages. Love the new language option for translation and chat. That'll be wonderful. I was the person she was talking about. I was in a meeting last week with people from 8 countries, none of them could speak English. There was a lot of gestures and things going on. A lot of emojis, actually. And
Emoji is the universal language.
Exactly. Everybody knows what that is. Actually, they don't. Some cultures have issues with that. We have to be careful. But anyway.
Well, we'll get that feedback from you later.
Exactly. What we're looking forward to is really with the Gemini. I don't have to worry about the people who are on the bleeding edge. I don't have to worry so much with the developers and with the people that are very technologically smart. I worry about the people that have great silos of information, like in finance and legal, where somebody has been working processing POs for 30 years and knows our customers inside and out. What are they getting out of it? So they're all on chat. That gives me a common platform. The next thing to do is for me and my team is to tell people how they can use this in order to improve things, how they can use it to better integrate with back-end ERP solutions, how they can find that one PO from 8 years ago that suddenly become an issue, or how they can get out of the habit of trying to write letters from scratch and actually work off a template or work off an AI prompt in order to generate communications much faster, to automate approvals in chat. There's all these things that people take for granted, that especially when facing the dreaded blank page. When I'm faced with the dreaded blank page, I usually go to google.com and start looking for other people who already wrote that document in order to steal what they have and put it in the document. Now I can have Gemini actually just give me the contents in an email or a document and just continue on from there. I was telling you earlier that last week we had a go live for a 1,000-person joint venture. And the number of last-second changes to communications that were coming into my team was just ridiculous. It was a blizzard. But with Gemini, we were able to keep up with it because we were able to generate those communications and get them out the door in minutes or hours, as opposed to having this giant feedback loop in order to provide that information to the end users. It really saved us last week, and that's the kind of thing that we're looking forward to doing in the future.
I love hearing your stories, Frey, and your partnership, so thank you for that. So in a second we'll go to Q&A, but before I do, I just wanted to call out some things that we have coming up next. First up, if you want to try any of the features that we mentioned today on stage, hands-on, come check us out in the Google Workspace neighborhood. We have demos of basically everything we talked about here for you to try out yourselves. And come talk to us. As we mentioned earlier, we thrive on your feedback. Our product is entirely driven based on where you want it to go. So please, please, please come talk to us and give us feedback. Also, we have a Prompting Guide 101, a little booklet that if you're new to AI, new to prompting, new to engaging with Gemini, this can be a really good guide to kind of get you started. We also have a number of other sessions. Open your next app, bookmark these sessions. In particular, if you want to hear more from Mr. Frey Crook, he is speaking in the Move Your Team Collaboration Messaging to Google Chat session. The first one. If you are interested in hearing more from Angela, she's speaking in the Google Chat Apps and APIs talk some more. So check us out tomorrow for all of those. And with that, we would love to hear some questions from the audience. Oh, we can go back, I think.